Welcome to today's episode of Heard and Seen Around. I am Rajesh Karipurath. This is my take on macroeconomic and geoeconomic data points, which I find interesting. I hope you enjoy watching it as much as I enjoyed curating it. Cheers.
The difference between the right word and the almost right word is the difference between lightning and a lightning bug. Mark Twain. It is a miracle that curiosity survives formal education. Albert Einstein. No man's life, liberty, or property is safe while the legislature is in session. Gideon Tucker. War is the continuation of politics by other means. Carl von Clausewitz. Cocaine is God's way of saying you're making too much money. Robin Williams.
US households are now sitting on $57.7 trillion worth of equities, up a staggering 156% since 2020. Stocks are officially worth $9.8 trillion more than US real estate, the widest gap ever recorded. That's not just a rally, that's a market turning every retirement account into a personality trait. Equities now make up 33% of all household assets and 47% of financial assets, both higher than the dot-com peak. Back in 2000, people thought pets.com was a future. Today, AI stocks have investors behaving like earnings no longer matter and gravity is merely a suggestion. India's net FDI just climbed from a near flattening $0.95 billion in FY25 to $7.65 billion in FY26. Not exactly a moonshot, but after last year, policymakers will gladly take alive and breathing. Gross inflows hit $94.5 billion, showing global capital still likes India's long-term story. Manufacturing, digital infrastructure, and the famous China plus one theme that every investor presentation now treats like scripture. But there's a catch hidden in the fine print. Outflows and repatriation remain high, meaning foreign firms are also taking money home faster. It's a bit like guests praising the party while quietly checking the exit route. Still, 2 straight months of positive inflows matter. If SpaceX lists near a $1.5 to $2 trillion valuation, it wouldn't just become the biggest IPO ever, it would instantly sit beside giants like Amazon, Saudi Aramco and Meta in global market rankings. Not bad for a company still losing $4.9 billion a year. Revenue hit $18.7 billion in 2025, powered by Starlink and launch dominance. Investors clearly aren't buying today's profits, they're buying the possibility that Elon Musk eventually owns Earth's internet, logistics and maybe Mars parking rights. The funny part, traditional IPOs used to arrive after profits. Now the formula is lose billions, mention AI or space, and bankers start smiling like children near a fireworks store. Still, SpaceX has one thing that meme era startups lacked: real cash flow growth and near monopoly positioning in commercial launches. The IPL is no longer just a cricket league, it's basically a listed asset class with cheerleaders. Team valuations now stretch above 20,000 crores, with franchises like Mumbai Indians and Calcutta Knight Riders multiplying nearly 40 to 70x from their original values. And the money machine keeps humming. Investors in Rajasthan Royals reportedly saw returns as high as 92x. At this point, private equity managers are probably checking if they can draft fast bowlers into portfolio strategy meetings. What's remarkable is the scale. IPL has created India's highest earning athletes, pulled in global investors, and turned cricket into year-round entertainment infrastructure. Global AI spending is projected to hit a jaw-dropping $3.5 trillion by 2027, nearly double 2025 levels. And no, most of that money isn't going into cute chatbots writing birthday emails. It's pouring into infrastructure. Chips, servers, networks, and data centers large enough to make electricity grids nervous. AI infra alone could touch $1.9 trillion, while AI cybersecurity is expected to more than triple. Apparently, humanity's new strategy is first build superintelligence, then urgently purchase antivirus software for it. What markets are witnessing now resembles the early internet boom, except this time, the capex bills are measured in national budget territory. India's fertilizer imports from China just surged 173% in FY26, while Russia held onto the crown as India's largest supplier with 6.7 billion tons exported. So yes, even in an era of geopolitical rivalry, global trade still runs on a surprisingly simple principle. Everyone needs crops to grow. China shipped over 5 million tons of fertilizers to India, highlighting a quiet reality behind all the strategic headlines. Supply chains don't decouple easily while food security is involved. Meanwhile, Russia keeps strengthening its role in India's commodity ecosystem from oil to fertilizers. The irony, India imports more fertilizer to grow more rice, Then exports there rise back to West Asia, with Saudi Arabia and Iran among the biggest buyers.